case that's like 270 days, I think. At Mayfield.
Mayfield?
So I don't know if we can get a reset on that one.
It's set for the 16th. Do you know what's going to happen on that day?
No, I don't, but I will go to the DAs up there and see if we can work it out.
Is there an offer in there?
I was just about to tell you, there's no offer on the felony as of now.
It's nearly a year old. Are they waiting on something?
I see no notes either. Yeah, there's currently no updates on the case jacket, Your Honor.
Okay. The day after the felony to see what happens, or you want to do? Okay, and just keep us in a loop. You're representing him upstairs, right? Okay, great. And yeah.
And we're approaching on Mr. Wiggins. I am here to ask if you would consider lowering his bonds.
He's a complete danger, you know?
There's a lot of pieces to it. On the AFN, he has 100.
We have paper.
I'm sorry?
We have paper.
He's got 158 days credit on the AFN and 158 actual days on the AFN and 156 on the BPO. So he's maxed out, but we can't do anything on these cases because of the felonies. The felony judge lowered the bonds yesterday. So I have to ask if you would consider lowering them.
I'm in shock that the bonds are that low. I'm floored that 1, 2, 3, 4 aggravated assaults and there's for $5,000.
Yeah.
No, I'm also surprised that the bonds were lower there.
Just,
I think the amount of cases and the kind of cases they are all kind of mirror each other.
yeah, I mean, I'm really just.
Garcia. Stevens?
I can go down, but I'm not going there.
Okay.
Like, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open cases. They're all assaultive and violent cases, and an alleged gun gets shot at someone. 3 people, right?
And I know it's bad, but I would point out that all the felonies are from the same incident. So it's not, you know, that he's continuing to pick up
Sure.
cases. It was just one incident of.
What do you think? What amount?
30. If we're gonna lower them. I don't know if it's 5 and the other one's at 50.
I would ask for 10 on both, but I know it's an ask, so.
That would make his total bond count at around 100,000. If we set it both at 30. What, do you know what conditions they put on him upstairs as far as if he bonds out? Did they do home confinement or did they do?
Judge, I can look into that also. Do you have the felony case number?
I have it here.
Okay, go ahead.
187 9929. I think that's the latest one or the biggest.
Did you have court today?
Yeah, yesterday.
I see conditions from November, no contact, address restriction, no driving, remain in Harris County, no drugs, no weapons, GPS prior to release, 24-hour house arrest,
So they put house. Okay. I'll go to 30 on both.
Okay, and then here are the felony bond conditions. Okay, thank you.
Just GPS prior to release. No drugs, no alcohol.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, he scares me. This is very scary.
it's a lot. He knows that he's in serious trouble. I just have to zealously advocate.
I'm not, of course, I'm never gonna ding anyone for zealously advocating. He scares
Do you
me.
want me to mirror the magistrate's conditions for felony? And then add no alcohol? Yes.
No alcohol, no illegal drugs.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Hey,
Hey,
Brandon.
Judge, can I approach?
Yeah, talk to me.
I have a plea on Ramos Ramirez.
Okay, you ready?
Can I call him up?
Please.
Happy New Year.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramos Ramirez, you were charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. This charge is going to go on your record. From now, you'll be facing a minimum of jail time. So no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. The other thing that you need to understand is that the legislature, the Texas legislature has made it very easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize and take cars from individuals who continue to participate in acts like these. So if you are arrested on a racing, reckless driving type case again, it's very possible that they seize and take whatever car you're driving forever. I'm telling you that because I've seen it happen. Do you understand? If you want to participate in these types of actions, there are certain places in Houston that you can go to do that. On our freeways, where it's very unsafe, this is not the right place.
Okay.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this, undo this. Is this what you want to do?
Lo que usted quiere hacer. Okay.
How do you plead to the office of reckless driving, guilty or not guilty?
Culpable o no culpable. Guilty.
I'm gonna find you.
Lo encuentro
I will
culpable.
sentence you to the 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. How old is he, Brandon?
22.
What do you do for a living, sir? Do you work?
Trabaja.
Sí,
Yes.
What do you do?
¿Qué hace usted?
una compañía de Houston dicen de mantenimiento de apartamentos.
I work for a company, Houston, apartment maintenance, apartment maintenance.
What about court costs?
Can we pay him? Can we have a payment?
Sure. All right, you'll be required to pay the court costs. If you do not pay them, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. Be careful. The other thing is, I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, you go to jail. It's very possible they put an immigration detainer on you, so be careful. I don't know what your status is, but this life's a short one. It's not fun spending it in a 6x9 box.
Gracias.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Judge, thank you.
Thank you.
Señor, pase por su abogado.
Judge, are we gonna abandon this or-
Yes, yeah, you got to abandon it.
Good morning, Your Honor.
It's still there.
It's still there. For Trey Daniel, briefing packet, they offered for, I know this is one of their oldest cases in court, but I did tell my client, and he does not want the offer.
Okay.
So we would have to set the case.
Okay, sure. If that's what you'd like to do, whatever day you want.
Because he doesn't want to.
Okay, and then if you wanna talk a little bit after,
Yeah.
I think there are some other things that
Okay.
we might consider if you can get those to us.
Okay.
Do we set it today or do you want to talk to them more?
I say let's just set it for now, and if we end up doing like a PTI
Yeah.
and dismissal before the trial date, then.
I mean, I don't want to put it on the docket if you guys are just going to end up doing that, you know?
Okay.
Let's just get a,
So then we can do a reset,
Well,
or whatever you want, sorry,
What?
Judge.
because we set it today for this very purpose, you know? I mean, the case is since,
Whatever you want.
so I think, Judge, you want us to kind of agree to something today versus setting
you
it.
can, and if
Okay.
not, then
Let's talk, we could talk about it.
hold on a second. You talk and then see if there's still nothing, then,
Uh-huh. So we are most likely gonna do a PTI. They just need me to provide some support of my client paying child support, which I can get that today.
okay? You want to set it for maybe Monday?
That's fine. So if he
Okay.
does agree to a PTI before then, and then he signs the contract, does he still need to come on Monday?
No, if you agreed, contract signed, everything done, but I don't want it to hang around for another 6 months, you know, like, let's get it, you know, expect them to get it done just quick, yeah, okay, done, thanks. Is this your plea?
Yes, Mr. Magoo.
Magoo. Did you guys see who got Neela? Neela, who got Neela? Oh, I hope she appointed someone to him. Hey, Vic, did you appoint someone to Neela? Bye, Justin. Good morning, sir. You are, is it Mr. Magoo?
Yes, sir.
That's how I pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with the offense of possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 21 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that, or sorry, 7 days that you've done. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
You are giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off.
Yes, sir.
It's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Understand that from now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases you pick up. You also need to understand that if you're on probation or parole, this can be used to revoke that, resulting in further confinement. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I'll sentence you to the agreement. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. If it's enhanced, it'll be abandoned, and good luck to you, sir. Thanks.
Judge, did you already talk to him about his non-driving affidavit and all that?
That's what I heard.
Just go over there and sign your bond.
I told him that he can't drive.
Yeah, I know.
We're nearly 120 miles an hour weaving in and out of traffic.
No, I got you.
I just came back from work, like I had to get half a day, how much did you go back?
My only condition,
Could there be like a curfew or something, or like anything like that? Cause I have to.
nearly 120 miles an hour in and out of traffic.
I'll talk to you in a second. You're gonna talk to her. Okay. Did you sign her bond?
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
I can give you enough.
Okay,
Our plan is to plead to a 3-year deferred felony I want him to be employed because it'll be a second felony doing the T-RAS. If he goes in unemployed, they may fill his time with some inpatient. So, and.
Wait, what's the offer? Say it again. Yeah, but what, do you have an offer up there?
Yeah, 3 years deferred.
Okay, I see.
And I want to plead to it when we come back. So when he does his T-RAS.
When does that say?
No. 30 days. Do you have the recess there?
Do you have the actual date of the TRAS?
No, so the way she likes to do it, we're coming back February 11th. She likes for them to plead, and then she sets it for sentencing. So.
And then they do the TRAS.
Right.
So you're set to plea next time?
Yes. And the reason why I want him to be employed, so therefore, that will be a positive factor because it will be a second felony probation.
Is he working now?
No, he says he has a job lined up in 2 weeks. Now, if he doesn't, we're still gonna plead. Because.
So it's set to plea next time?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely plead it next time. It's not set for plea, but he already says, yes, let's do it. I said, okay, great, get your job, let's.
I'm not, because at here,
Right.
the next time, I'm gonna set up a trial. I'm not, come up. Don't worry about it. Fine. I'm glad you made it. You are out of time. The next time you come here, if you've not resolved upstairs, because I'm not going to hold it forever, then I'm going to set your case for trial here. And that's it. He's giving you great advice on what to do. It's imperative that you follow the advice because it's what he's telling you to do is only it's going to help you. You get what I'm saying? It would probably behoove you to go above and beyond the call of duty, because when you put your heart and soul into something, you can get damn near anything. If you bring something like on a bar napkin where it looks like you just did it 2 minutes before, you do a half-ass result or a half-ass job, you're going to get a half-ass result. It's like that in life with anything. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So if it works, and then the agreement here is that this case gets dismissed once it gets taken care of upstairs, or what?
There's no agreement yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll do that upstairs. I don't see that to be a problem.
Okay, so we'll see what happens up there. If it just ends up getting reset again, that's it. I'm setting it for trial here. I'm not playing this game again. Your case is now 211 days old. By then it'll be nearly 250. I'm not playing this game. Next setting is player trial. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Frank.
I think Judge.
See you then. Okay. Last name again, James.
Richardson, Judge. Take a step.
Mr. Richardson. How's jail? Wonderful.
Missing bills, I'm missing life, I'm missing everything, missing my job, work opportunities.
You know, and one of the things, Mr. Richardson, you need to consider that when you're out there in the free world, when you're picking up cases, one of the first things that you should think about, even before you do anything, if I get picked up, if I go to jail, do I have anyone that's going to bond me out? Because when you don't, you wear orange a very long time. You were on bond for 2 serious assault cases, and now you picked up a 3rd case. This is what happens. Your lawyer's asking me to give you another PR bond. No. It scares me. What are you going to do if we let you out?
I'm working with law enforcement to figure out exactly where the...
Don't talk about the facts of the case.
I have no interest in talking about the facts of the case. My concern is if we let you out, are you up to no good? That's my concern.
No.
We gave you the opportunity, and now here we are again. So
I'll be doing good. I'll be doing good. They let me out, I'll be doing good. And I have
Judge, he has a job lined up with the Port of Houston. He just wants to start working.
Have in your life now, Mr. Richardson.
my grandma, my sister,
Your daughter.
my daughter.
Where's mom and dad?
My mom's in Dallas and my dad lives in Richmond.
Do you have no interest in getting in contact with either of them?
Yes, I do. But I work, I have paying jobs, good paying jobs. And I don't think my dad has a job. Or he is a
Well, stay up.
cop, something like that.
I don't know where he would go if we let him out, but I'm not letting you out on the street. So we need to figure out where you're gonna go. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna be very hard pressed to just give you another PR bond.
He would say he would live with his grandmother.
Where were you living before?
I was living with her, but I spent time at my friend's house.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen. I'm not doing this now. It's not gonna happen. We need to figure out a place that you can go to, that you've got a permanent home to go to, whether it's gonna be grandma, mom, or dad, but friend's house, it's not gonna work. And then I'm gonna tell you, if I do let you out, you're gonna have a whole host of monitors, so I know where you are at all times. You've now picked up your third case. I'm gonna do everything that I can to prevent you from picking up a fourth. Do you understand, Mr. Richardson?
Sir?
Okay, so, start talking around with family members, see who's gonna, who's
Going
able
to
to take.
reduce his bonds at all, Judge?
Of course.
Can we reduce them to 2,500 each at least? I don't know if he'll be able to make that. So it'd be 25. Okay, thank you,
But I'm
Judge.
gonna tell you now,
On the
I'm
two
not letting you
assaults.
out on the street to just roam it, because nothing good happens on the street in the middle of the night and you just roaming it. So if you want to get out, you got to find a good place to stay. Grandma, mom, dad, somewhere where it's reliable, that you got a bed, and not just a friend. Do you understand, Mr. Richardson?
I would say a friend, but it was more of a partnership, business partnership, but they didn't hold up on their end at all. So we can, when my grandma could give me a PR bomb because where I work.
I'll let you guys figure it out. I got to handle a bunch of stuff.
Thank you,
Let me
Judge.
know.
Judge, we having a rating.
Let me talk to Carl first. Good morning, Miss Lathan. Thank you, Mom, for coming. Appreciate it. Miss Lathan, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you. Okay.
You should. The complainant reported being assaulted by the defendant, who is the complainant's daughter-in-law, at the defendant's residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated she was at the residence with the defendant for the complainant's son's birthday. The complainant advised she engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant about the child not saying goodbye. The defendant got into the victim's face and the defendant lunged at the complainant as if the defendant was going to strike her. The complainant stated her son and husband attempted to rape the defendant and the complainant, but the defendant was able to kick the complainant's right breast, causing a high level of pain due to recent breast cancer surgery. The complainant stated the defendant yelled, quote, "I will fuck you up," as she was pulled away. The defendant stated they had a get-together for the defendant's husband. The complainant became upset during that conversation, and the complainant was slamming doors, yelling and getting in the complainant's face, but did not kick the complainant as she was 9 months pregnant. The defendant was identified with a Texas driver's license.
I make a statement, Judge. And so this case was it 6 months later that it was filed? They never spoke to any of the witness. Janitha was present at that time. Terrell, who's a bailiff upstairs, was present at that time, which is Jillian's husband. He didn't want to go through the whole IED deal and give a statement just yet. But I did provide a witness statement from Janitha where she was there. She was 9 months pregnant at the time, Judge. She had her baby a week later. Her mother-in-law did have breast surgery, cancer surgery before on her breast, but she couldn't lift her leg up 3 inches, much less high enough to kick her in the breast. Police officer had none of the information with regards to Janitha being present. Janitha was there. There was the mother and the Terrell and the father holding the two back, I guess, from each other like this. It was split up and then that was it. 6 months later, charges were filed against Miss Lathan, and that's it. Officers never spoke with anyone, didn't get the other side of the statement. Janitha did provide a witness statement. The court can ask Janitha. We don't have, I mean, we're open to the court asking the questions to Ms. Kimbrough. She didn't witness anything after it was split up. They went home, I guess, Janitha, and then that was it. There was no physical contact, anything of that nature. Nothing.
Give a response, Mike.
Judge, I haven't read the offense report thus far. I know that this is what the victim has reported. I don't know who the investigator spoke to, but I know this was a delayed report. That's why the 2B warrant was filed.
There was no documented injuries, Judge, no photographs, no nothing. They just on their own volition.
Remember, this is just mere probable cause, right? So, and the fact that, you know, she's pregnant is unable to, I don't know that, you know, right? So all this is a probable cause. It doesn't mean that you're guilty, right? Just it's a mere probable cause. You know, there's still a lot before someone can be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, that's a lot higher standard than what we're just doing today. I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. What's the dynamic now? I guess it's 6 months down the road.
I mean, they all
do they want to have contact?
They all. Do you still have contact with your mother-in-law?
So on Marilyn, is there still contact between you guys?
On and off, not too much.
Okay, so the only thing I'm going to ask is just don't have any threatening or harassing contact with this person. That's all I'm going to ask you to do at this point, okay? I'm not going to put any other conditions in your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. You know, you got a great lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court. Mr. Kamek will tell you when you have to come back to court, and just, that's all there is to it. Just, you know, just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases, you know. You guys have any questions?
That's it.
So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just Michael create the bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you guys are free to go. Just do your thing and just have fun.
Judge, did you set a bond amount?
Oh, Mr. Torres, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 15th, 2024, officers dispatched a welfare check at a residence in Harris County, Texas. Officers made contact with the complainant, who was observed to have a fresh, large bump to the back of her head. The complainant was observed to be very scared to speak to law enforcement at the time of their arrival, while the defendant was in the area. The complainant insisted that she wanted to leave the house and get out. The officers made contact with the defendant, who stated that him and the complainant had been dating for about 1 month and had recently had a couple verbal arguments. The defendant stated that he was outside and heard screams coming from inside. And when he came inside, he found the complainant on the floor in the living room and that she had fell from the stepping stool that was in the living room. The defendant stated that the argument never got physical between them, and the officer contacted the witness, who called in the welfare check and stated that he received a message from the complainant of a picture of a firearm. The witness stated that the complainant began sending him audio through WhatsApp, and on the audio, you can hear the complainant say, "Jose, run. He is going over there with a firearm. Run now." The second audio that was sent from the witness, you could hear the complainant telling him, "I was able to take the firearm away from him, but he had a knife. Run." The witness stated he called the complainant and was able to hear a disturbance between the complainant and a male. The complainant tells the witness, "I don't want to die," and the witness then overhears a male yell, "If you call the police, it will get worse." And then that's when the witness heard them arguing, and he can tell the defendant's mouth was then covered and can no longer talk. And then the complainant stated the defendant was upset that her ex-boyfriend was trying to pick her up, so the defendant placed a firearm inside his waist and said he was going to look for her ex-boyfriend, and he left the house. The complainant stated the defendant returned a short period later and continued to argue with her about leaving the house. And when the complainant was exiting the master bedroom and going towards the living room to leave, the defendant pushed her back, causing the complainant to fall to the ground and hitting her head with the floor. The complainant stated she lost consciousness after she fell, but when she woke back up, she was already laying on the bed when the defendant was there pleading that he was sorry and he didn't mean to hurt her. And that's it, Your Honor.
So it is the pushing and falling on the floor and getting hurt that way. Okay. Mr. Torres, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? You don't understand?
No, not one time. He said, no, he's not gonna have contact.
Okay. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. No guns. Do you understand?
No, yes, sir.
If I find that you have a weapon, if I find that you try to have contact with this person, I'm going to put you in jail and you will not get any more PR bonds. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Yolis Hernandez as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If you violate this court order, the state can and will file an additional charge against you, violation of a protective order, and then it's really bad. Do you understand? If you ever have any questions, Mark can help you and guide you through this. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Metz and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. So don't pick up any new cases, no contact and no weapons. That's it. Do you have any questions? Okay. As far as the bond is concerned, we need to take care of that.
Yes.
Do you have any prior criminal history that you guys see? Alex?
I can run his NCIC.
In Texas, no, Your Honor. I don't know. Outside, I doubt anything outside.
Your Honor, I don't see any other criminal history.
Okay. Mr. Torres, I'll set your bond at $500 and I will give you a PR bond today. Okay, but I will not give you another PR bond. If you pick up a new case or violate these conditions, I'm going to take that PR bond in a moment's notice. You understand? Okay, my friend. So take a seat. We'll have you sign all the documents, but don't leave until we let you go. Okay? All right. Okay. You want to do the other gentleman?
Yeah, let's do that.
Is this
Mr. McDonald, Jonathan McDonald.
all right? So Mr. McDonald, your lawyer wants me to set you a bond. I don't know anything about you. I've never met you before. I know you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but my main concern are two things. Are you a danger to the community? Number one, if you're not, and my other one is, are you going to go back to the jurisdiction you're wanted from? My other main concern is what you're wanted for, because I don't know. So Amy, tell us about Mr. McDonald.
Yes, Judge Fleischer. So he's wanted from Faulkner County, Arkansas for a theft by receiving 1,000 to 5,000. It's a felony. You looked at his criminal history and would be opposed to a bond at this time. He had concerns about the danger of the community. In particular, he had in 2024 an arrest that resulted in 7 open charges.
So he had 7 open charges did you say last year?
This year, 2024.
Oh.
Yeah. Felony possession of a firearm by certain persons, driving with license suspended, failure to pay license fee, theft by receiving, which is separate from this one. And then a fake license plate, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's also had in 2021 forgery dismiss, felony property dismiss, felony domestic battery 18. He's had a federal federal firearm charge from 98, federal assault on a postal employee from 99 that ended their probation. And he's had 2 guilty convictions for theft of property and burglary in 88. So at the time, we should be asking for no bond for those reasons.
Is he on probation or parole right now? Do you know?
Not that I know of. Dave's gonna come up in a second to tell you for sure, but I don't see that he's on it now.
What's your position?
Judge, we're asking for a bond because it looks like the Faulkner County, Arkansas case is theft by receiving. It's not violent. Additionally, it was a warrant, so there's no failure to appear or any issues like that. I did,
His 8th charge this year, right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, she asked me about being arrested.
Let's not talk about the case.
Okay.
We're talking about my case. My only
Okay.
concern is, I mean, you've got 8 cases this year.
8 cases this year.
May I, to the judge? Okay, Judge. I flew into Arkansas. My mom was dying.
Whoa, let's not talk about
Well,
that.
I have to give him some background so you can see what happened. I borrowed my ex's vehicle.
No, let's not just talk about that. Let's just not talk about that.
Okay, well, let me get to it. That's been I don't know why that ain't showing up. That's been dismissed. The only thing I've been charged with, the only thing I've agreed to is paraphernalia and her vehicle, not mine, her vehicle. But she's saying, everything.
Is it dismissed? Or out of the 7 charges, what happened?
I'm saying that they're arrested.
It was
Dave
dismissed.
said that they're open charges.
It was dismissed.
Still open.
That's what Dave said. But I am saying that he was arrested for them.
They're all still open.
The prosecutor dismissed all that gun stuff and all that. My lawyer just contacted me last week. The date where everything was supposed to have been done, they changed it to January 25th. I'm pleading out to the insurance and stuff on the vehicle. It wasn't my vehicle, but I'm pleading out to it because I was driving it. And paraphernalia.
Okay, so in
That's
January
it.
you'll be pleading.
To prepare paraphernalia. Yeah,
So
misdemeanor.
all 7 cases are still.
Everything gone. Only thing is,
My concern is that when you have all those open cases, it makes you more of a flight risk.
I've never fled from anything. In fact, Your Honor,
But you're here.
listen, I didn't flee. I never
I
had.
think it was, they filed a new case.
They
He's saying
filed, I
that
was
it
home.
wasn't, he did not flee. It was a warrant.
Is it to be?
Yes, that's what my client stated.
But what I will tell you, Your Honor, the conviction she made in 1999, granted, yes, I did go into federal custody. The judge gave me a self-surrender. They sent me a letter saying, be here at this time and this date. I was there. I got there June 14th, 2 o'clock,
You don't mess with
1999.
the feds.
I didn't come out till 2004. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I got sent a letter to come to prison knowing I wouldn't get out for 5 years. I was there. I've never ran from anything. I'm not dangerous. I've never not answered anything. Nothing. You will never find that. I've never escaped anything. In fact, if I just be honest with you, Your Honor, I don't even really know if you give me a bond, make it. So I'm like, I told her, you know what? I just do the 14 days
So
or
you don't
whatever.
want a bond?
Well, I want one, but at the same time,
Okay, let's
if it's gonna be a
Can I
big
just
bond.
speak for him? Thank you so
I'm
much. I
sorry.
appreciate that. Mr. McDonald also has a couple other background facts that I wanted to make you aware of, Judge. Number 1, he does have health issues when he was arrested October 26th. 2 days ago, they took him to Ben Taub. He has a prior heart attack and stents. He says he did get his insulin shot, but he's got some diabetes and high blood pressure issues. So that's just another aspect to consider.
You know, Mr. McDonald, you got to understand this life is so precious. And when you have multiple heart attacks and you're using that kind of dope, you're begging.
Oh,
If you're using any kind of dope,
I've never used drugs.
if you do, you're begging for trouble. So I'm just saying, be careful when you're out there, especially if you have all those health issues. If I were to set you a bond, it would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 5,000 to 10,000. So that's what it would normally be with these types of fugitive cases, just so you know.
Okay, Judge, I think we'll keep our waiver.
Okay. Hi, Jay.
Days right now.
Happy Monday, man.
Monday, how are you?
Tell me about, this is Mr. Tapia?
Tapia, Johnny.
So just with the, at very little notice, but he's wanted out of New Mexico for 2 counts of aggravated battery of a household member by impeding, interfering communication, and tampering with evidence. Due to the severity of the charges and the amount of charges, is that we would be opposed to a bond. I was also seeing that he was part of a protective order back in October of this year, and it's still current. It's the temporary protective order that's still active for another month. With the, I'm presuming the one for the impeding as a protected party.
So he has 2 open aggravated assault cases by strangulation.
Strangulation or suffocation, interference with communications, battery on a household member, tampering with evidence, with, it says in parentheses, so I'm not really sure how it's, but it says, and it's verbatim, highest crime, a capital first or second degree felony. And they want no bond in New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a little bit too much baggage for me, Mr. Tapia. You know, I just, with all those charges, it makes you just too much of a flight risk for me. And it's just too much. It's just too dangerous. I'm sorry.
Even if I were to buy a plane ticket the next day, Your Honor?
Can't take a plane. You've got a warrant for your arrest. You get on a plane, they're gonna arrest you the minute you try to get on. You can't take a plane. You gotta find another way. My concern is that if we let you out, you're not gonna go back. You'll take flight. And that's the main concern. Has he waived yet?
Not yet, Judge.
So the way it works now is if you waive extradition, we give that jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. And if they fail to come get you within that time, then we release you, or Harris County releases you.
So on the 15th day, I would be released.
Again, we talked about that, but again, the law says up to 30 days. Most likely it's 14 days, but except for extenuating circumstances, which we
The
discussed.
law says 30, but we have so many people in Harris County and so many people in jail. As a courtesy, we do 14 days, right? Sometimes, every so often, they'll ask for an extension. I may grant it, I may not. It depends on how much they want, you know. But typically, by and large, it's 14 days. And if they don't come within that time, they file a dismissal and they release you. But you got to understand, even if that happens, the warrant is always there and it will always remain there until you go back and take care of it.
Yes, sir. That's what I want to do is just take care of it. So
well, we'll get you there for free here soon.
And is it up to you guys or is it up to Albuquerque to?
It's up to them to actually come and get you. So we reach out to them and let them know, hey, we've got Mr. Tapia here. Can you come get him? And then depending on how many people, like, is it Albert? You said Albuquerque?
It's New Mexico. It's Albuquerque.
From New Mexico, you know, they may want to try to get everybody at the same time. So that's where they try to arrange it all at one time. They don't want to come back and forth because it's thousands of dollars that they're spending just to come get you. You know, it's expensive. It's not cheap. And I'll tell you this too, guys, you know, when you pick up multiple fugitive cases, depending on where jurisdiction you're from, they may try to recover that money from you. So you got to be careful. You don't keep picking these cases up because they're going to charge you.
I didn't even know I had a warrant out. That's so.
Well, be careful, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. What did you want to waive formal extradition?
I believe that's what I said, right? I waived it.
The 14 days?
Yes, the 14 days.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, yes.
Okay, guys. We wish you the best of luck. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, y'all can go right back to that work for me.